Welcome to downtown Heliodor, home to rogues, ruffians, and all my other favorite kinds of people. About a year ago, me and Dirk, my partner in crime, managed to acquire one of the royal family's most precious possessions, the Red Orb. They got wise and pulled me in eventually, but not before we'd stashed it somewhere safe so we could pick it up later. Right down there is the biggest, stinkingest garbage pile in all of Heliodor. Me and Dirk buried the orb slap bang in the middle of it. After all, no one would ever think of looking for it there. We're criminal geniuses, I tell you. Time to go liberate that loot. To the garbage pile.
So I know I'm not the only one who's mentioned this, but yeah, stashing stolen treasure in a trash pile, that's like the most obvious place to put something. So, am I remotely surprised by what's about to happen? Nah, not at all. So, what we're going to do, of course, is what we always start out by doing. We're going to loot the place. If it's not nailed down, we're going to take it. Because again, we're the hero, and we've got to get our tax collection done. Also, not to put too fine of a point on it, but we do need to pick up some better armor for Eric. Not so worried about me, but yeah, his body armor is lacking. So he needs an upgrade. Although I must admit, this is an interesting way of building structures around here. They find little posts like that sticking out of the wall, and they use them to build structures that they can then have housing on the side here. Actually, a little on the intriguing side, to be honest. Not to mention, just a little terrifying. Darn it. Got a little too impatient there. There we go. Another guinea. Now, agility, I'm going to admit, is a hard one. It has two great purposes. Giving it to Eric is good because it allows him to continue to act first, which is not exactly a bad thing for him. But at the same time, I want to give it to myself because right now I'm the primary healer in the party, and I'd like to be able to get healing first. So I think I'm going to give it to myself simply because it's good when I can heal more often.
This is the spot. Keep a lookout, okay? I'm going to grab the loot. Now, it was around here somewhere. It's definitely here. I'm 1000% sure. It's not here.
I was 10 billion% certain that it was not going to be there.
You gotta be kidding me. Me and Dirk were the only ones who knew where it was. Wait a minute. That rat! He must have done the dirty on me and taken it for himself. Damn it! I should have known! A thieving little... Wait till I get my hands on it. I'm gonna find him. And you're gonna help me. Okay. The inn we used to crash at is just over there. Come on. It's the only one with an upstairs. You can't miss it.
Oh, what an amazing surprise. A thief stole from a thief. Who could have possibly thought of such a thing happening? This old place hasn't changed a bit. Back in our thieving days, Dirk and me used to lay low here whenever things got hairy. Ruby? Ruby, you there? It's me, Eric. There's something I need to ask you. Ruby runs the place. Looks like she's not around, but if anyone knows where Dirk is, it's her. Which means we'll have to go find her. So here's the plan. There's a tower they use to look out for fires. You're going to climb up there and keep an eye out for Ruby. I'll check a couple of other spots. Don't worry, you can't miss her. She's the only redhead in town. And this is your first red door. Can't get into these just yet. Actually, no, there was one in cobblestone as well. But you can't get into those just yet.
I won't be for quite a while.
Get out of here! Go on!
Gotta love the guards in this town.
Good dog. Good doggy. Stay. Ah, 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 ah.
Can't find Ruby anywhere. How about you? Any luck? You saw her heading back to the inn? Great! Let's head over there and find out what she knows. Well, if it isn't my favorite landlady.
Welcome to our humble... Strike a light! If it ain't me favourite little tea leaf! Last I heard, they'd locked you up and thrown away the key. Hang about. You've gone and escaped, ain't ya? You and your friend here are the fugitives everyone's talking about. Well, I know not to stick me big nose in where it ain't wanted. You always did like to sail close to the wind.
Don't worry, I won't be here long. I just need to know where Dirk is. Have you seen him?
Dirk, eh? Now there's a name I ain't heard in a while. Didn't he open some fancy shop up by the castle? Yeah, that was it. Raking in the cash he is, or so they say.
That can't be right. The rent up there is crazy. Where would he find the money? Wait a second. He sold it, didn't he? The rat sold the damned orb.
Look, in this part of town you don't go asking too many questions, you know that. If you want more, you'll have to get it from the horse's mouth.
You're right. Thanks, Ruby. I appreciate it. We'll get out of your hair. That no-good traitor! I'll bet he sold me out and sold the orb. And also he could move up in the world. Well, I'll get what I'm owed. You'll see.
need to get past that sentry if we're gonna head uptown and find him. Wait, isn't he... Yeah. I remember hearing that one of the guards is terrified of dogs. I think it was him. Maybe we can borrow one of somebody.
Okay, so our next task, of course, is to get past that guard. But before we do that, let's actually go to the shops. Now, holy water is not the most useful thing on the planet, but it does have some uses. I'm going to pick up 2 vials, one for later on in our journeys, and one because it's going to be needed pretty soon. Now, I'm going to say right now that getting this new dagger is tempting, but again, in the not too distant future, I'm going to make a much better dagger, so I'm going to hold off for that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start talking to everybody. Don't need the end just yet. Okay, I have to admit that's pretty funny. I love in this game how many people talk about the Luminary as if he's some, vicious being, and yet don't realize that the very person they're talking to is the Luminary. Have all the shifts you want, as long as you don't mind not getting paid. To an extent, I guess that makes sense. Oh, wow. I still consider that 5 coins well spent.